Well, let's now welcome in our man, David Ornstein, our Premier League insider, live from the Etihad. David, big game, of course, coming up there later today. But first, it seems we can't talk to you and not touch on the Chelsea ownership. We did see David Bowley at Stamford Bridge for the first time yesterday. So are we close, do you think, to this deal getting finalised?
Yeah, hi, Cara. This is nearly done now. And that's the most important thing to tell our audiences, because we've been reporting this on NBC throughout the process. But Chelsea are now on the verge of being sold. An agreement has been reached and signed with the consortium led by the LA Dodgers co-owner Todd Boehly. As you say, he was there at Stamford Bridge yesterday. He's been at Stamford Bridge on a number of occasions, not only for matches, but also for talks with the Chelsea hierarchy. And of all of the many consortiums bidding for Chelsea, he has come out on top. All the approvals are in place from the people selling the club, which is Rain Bank, the New York merchant bank, and also Chelsea as a club, Roman Abramovich, their departing owner. But it still needs to be approved by the British government. Of course, Chelsea are currently a frozen asset amid the restrictions placed on Roman Abramovich for alleged links to Vladimir Putin and the war in Ukraine, but also approval from the Premier League via their owners and directors test, which I think will be no problem at all. Now, his consortium are going to be paying around 2.5 billion British pounds for the shares of Chelsea. That will go into a frozen pot and given at some point to charity, and then an extra 1.75 billion pounds for investment in the stadium, in the club, on the men's side, the women's side, and the academy. So it's a massive deal worth 4.25 billion pounds, 2.5 billion dollars, and that makes it one of the biggest sales of a sports franchise in history. So that's the magnitude of this. Chelsea can now press ahead with some clarity. As part of the deal, I should say, there are assurances that the new owners won't take dividends out of the club for 10 years, that they won't laden the club with debt, and that is crucial here because we've seen some debt-laden buyouts in the past. But Chelsea can now look towards a brighter future. If this deal gets completed, it's set to be done by the end of May when the licence they're operating under expires.
Wow, massive indeed is the word. David, thank you on that. Let's switch now to Paul Pogba. Some rumours regarding his future, perhaps. What can you tell us about where he might go this summer?
Cara, the big story here this week, emerging from the British media, is that Paul Pogba has been offered to Manchester City. He is going to become a free agent and leave Manchester United for nothing when his contract expires this summer. There's been a lot of speculation about where he might go, with interest from the likes of Paris Saint-Germain, Real Madrid, Juventus, who he played for before. And the possibility of him staying in England has been mooted for a while. But then, boom, it came that Manchester City have been offered the chance to sign him and that they would be interested in doing so. But I must tell you, and sorry to spoil the party, but it is only going to be done on Manchester City's terms, and I'm not sure whether their offer in terms of a salary and commissions around the deal will be suitable for Paul Pogba and his camp compared to the offers that he's likely to get from elsewhere. And so my information at this point in time, Cara, is that this deal is unlikely to happen. Never say never. Let's see what the coming days and weeks bring. But I think it's more probable that Paul Pogba will go overseas. If he did come to Manchester City, crossing the divide from red to blue, it would be a huge story, one of the biggest transfers in Premier League history. We've seen Carlos Tevez do it in the opposite direction, of course, but let's see how it develops, and we'll keep you abreast of that. More immediately, City are trying to close in on the signing of Erling Haaland. Now, he's represented by the same people as Pogba, so the Pogba question probably came up in those negotiations, and that's the backdrop to this. But I think Haaland will be arriving at this stadium, and that brings a lot of excitement for the fans. We've kept you abreast of those developments. Personal terms are pretty close to being agreed, the last we knew, and there's a release clause in his contract that Manchester City are keen to pay. So they'll hope to take a step closer towards the Premier League title here, and then potential arrivals coming to this stadium in the months ahead to make them even stronger for the years in ahead. Sorry.
Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe, studio host for NBC's coverage of the Premier League. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch highlights all season long, and be sure to tune in for Premier League mornings every weekend at 7 a.m. Eastern. And for even more content, head over to Peacock, where we've got live games, original series and a dedicated round-the-clock Premier League channel featuring studio shows, classic matches and much more.